And for stomach stress, you feel like you did an ab workout at the end of the workday. What would be a good to apply to the stomach area?
Is it the muscle or the smooth muscle? Like, is it like your stomach itself, or like your abdominal muscles that, like, help you move your body and everything?
Smooth muscle.
Smooth muscle. Um, is the bowel irritated? Like, are you having loose bowel movements or diarrhea or anything like that? Cramping?
Nope.
Nope. Just hurts and is irritated towards the end of the day. Okay, so couple things. You might have to experiment to see which one works best. I'm going to give you some choices here. One would be taking a little bit of lemongrass in water, like, a couple of drops of lemongrass and, a full glass of water, like 8 ounces, and then drink it. Kind of the same with basil clove, which is a chemo type of basil, but it has like a kind of a clove scent. It's really good for relaxing the smooth muscle of the gut as well. I would give one of those a shot and see how that is. If that doesn't work, the next thing I would try would be yarrow. And I'd put, again, a few drops of yarrow in water and then drink it, and still antispasmodic, but also very soothing to the smooth muscle. And that can be helpful. I don't know if you're in the class this weekend, but part of what we're doing is regeneration of the immune system. And when we are working on, we're going to target first the lymphatic system, and then inflammation and inflammatory response, and then your ability to fight off viruses and bacterias, and so forth. In the first day, we're going and treating lymphatic function kind of a little bit differently than we have before. There's a lot of things that you're going to be putting on topically, and resting rather than doing breathing patterns. There's a little bit of breathing patterns, but this is going to be a lot of topical application. And one of them is in the kit is this thing called Digestive Calm. And it's basically about relaxing the smooth muscle of the gut, the whole digestive tract. And by doing so, it allows for your digestive system to work better. But actually what it also does is it relaxes the psoas, which is your hip flexors, and it is the muscles in the low back, but on the front part of your spine. So they're directly behind the internal organs. And sometimes when you're having like low gut issues, sometimes it's the smooth muscle, and sometimes it's referred pain from the psoas, but into the gut. Like, it can go into the gut, it can go down into the sex organs, it can go down the leg, it can mimic appendicitis, it can cause all kinds of issues. And so by going through and treating this on a regular basis, like basically I made it into like I call it body tonic, because we if it's alcohol based, I call it a liniment, and if it's a body tonic, it means it's witch hazel based, right? And so you're just gonna rub it all over the abdomen before we do some lymphatic work on the gut. And the idea is to move the lymph in the gut to reduce like food sensitivities and food allergies and things like that. But the byproduct of it is that it relaxes your hip flexors, and it relaxes the diaphragm a little bit, and it kind of opens those things up. But it will, if it's smooth muscle, it will relax that, and if it's the psoas, it will also relax it. And so, if you inhale it, it helps. But this is one of those ones where it's just best when it's just topically applied. The breathing will get it there, but it will just take longer the topical application, you can put it on, lay on the couch, and it usually starts affecting you almost, within a few minutes. So one of the things that happens that we don't really think about, like when you've had like traumas, or like when people have been aggressive to you, like what people would call psychic attack, or when, even if it's like a car accident, or you fell down, or whatever it is, like any sort of issue with that, the body goes into a protective mode where it tries to protect the throat, and it tries to protect the internal organs. And so what happens over a period of time, as we go through and we deal with traumas of normal everyday life or big difficulties, is there starts to be more and more tension in the gut. And so even if you reduce stress and all this stuff, the gut is trying to tense up to protect itself. And what happens over a period of time is it just stays wound up and doesn't relax. And so it can produce anxiety, it can produce inflammation, it can aggravate the hip flexors, it can do a whole lot of things. And it's not tied to a particular incident, it's just the wear and tear of being in a stressful job, or having gotten into an accident, or a bunch of little micro traumas that you don't even think about, but they're just these little aggressions that kind of come at you, and your body is trying to protect itself, and then it produces these different responses. And so relaxing the gut is always helpful. It helps you to relax. It helps you go into rest and repair a little bit better. It relaxes the diaphragm, it relaxes the psoas, and it relaxes like the area up, like the swallowing mechanism up in the throat. And starts to loosen up the muscles of like the hips and things. And so I would probably give that a shot. If you've signed up for the class, it's going to be in your kit, so I wouldn't worry about it. If not, I can tell you some of the single oils in there, or you can also get either the body tonic or the oil and make your own body tonic. But I can tell you what's in some of it. Give me just a second here.
And you're telling them what's in
The digestive colon.
Okay.
Yeah. It's lemongrass, basil clove, anise, tarragon, absinthium, and nutmeg. Nutmeg's another one that is, it's really good for relaxing the smooth muscle of the gut, and it helps to open up vessels to allow blood to go into a particular area. So sometimes it's in some pain ointments, sometimes, because especially like ones that are like arthritis oriented, where there's like poor blood supply to a particular area. It can be, it's not the primary treatment, but it can augment things that are already in place. Like, you might use rosemary and cedar and things like that, but nutmeg could be a part of it. But nutmeg's really good for treating things in the gut because it relaxes the gut and helps improve blood supply to the gut. So even if you took nutmeg and just, diluted it into some alcohol or witch hazel and rubbed it on the abdomen, it would have an impact. Yeah.
They did confirm they think the gut thing is protecting from work stressors.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you have stress or aggression at work, or it doesn't even have to be that somebody comes up and yells at you. There can just be like low grade, the threat of conflict. The gut will tighten up. Like the gut will always try to protect itself, because like if somebody, like, a wild animal or something that came at you, the first two places they go for is the organs or the throat, because you get injured there, it's pretty much a done deal, right? And so the body knows this, and so it tries to tense these areas up to try to protect it. And then it just sets off this chain reaction. And so almost everybody's got a gut issue. I guarantee you, almost everybody's got a gut issue.
Now for the digestive calm, would you, where is this? Somebody asked, can we order the tonic, the body tonic?
Yeah, sure. I don't know, have we put it on the site or? Yeah, we can throw it up on the site. I think the 5 ml bottle is on there, but we can make it into a body tonic. Sure. I mean, it's in a body tonic for the class this weekend. So, I mean, it's super easy to do.
And now you were talking about absinthium wood, wormwood work?
Yeah, wormwood would totally work. Yeah. Like the big hitters here, like for calming down the gut, lemongrass, basil clove, anise, or nutmeg. The absinthium will help. The absinthium calms down nerves in another way, but sometimes it doesn't always relax completely the gut, or those 4 that I just mentioned really relax the smooth muscle. Yeah.